Hello, good afternoon. Today is 14th of October 2020. Ship owners intrinsic value calculations previously was for 100 shares of the asset value, the trade value, but I made the different calculations because the infinity is the time that the C is going to last. Therefore, we can multiply by infinity. That means that the intrinsic value of the energy companies it is quite interesting for finance banks and shareholders to invest long term due that the rate of investment rate of return, as you wish to call it, some call it EBITDA, and it is going to be the chewing gum for infinity, so that it is really quite a nice investment. We have these technological, for example, companies. Who knows how long will the brand or the business last until a new competitor steals away the market share. But if we have shipping investment, it is being proved in this coronavirus that it is going to be huge long-term business to its infinity. That I hope it is a message of relief for ship owners that are the heroes in this crisis, that it is when we really analyze the risk and those that supply 90% of world goods and services like masks, etc., etc., etc. So I hope that the ship owners get the relief that they require instead of the advertising for these media and the public television. I hope all those resources go towards, say, the ship owners. I know one ship owner making a loss of 20 million this year. Why could not have had a grant in order to increase the break-even level at least? Because that ship owner in particular is responsible, corporate, social. It is even improving all the environment and the health of the crew and the emissions zero target, and which is caught in the middle because this virus, it is really proof that sure, governments are not up to the standards, and that any virus, any tax, any procedure in any ministry, it is really inefficient, and the ship owners don't have to pay for that. But they have to be realized, at least from my side, from my heart, that these are heroes like my great grandfather, Captain Antonio Candina, making ship owner, having a war, and then ships being stolen by Franco. And so ship owners have different risks, political, virus. We have to realize in the United Nations how heroes these are, that they are strategical, essential, and so on. What are we doing today? The dollar euro is in parity. We are finding that when we are searching for Spanish seafarers, Latvian seafarers, we have to deep dive deeper and deeper. So even we have to compression for the atmospheres, and the compression for because the aging of European population is going on. Then so all we have invested in Europe, for example, gone for training of seafarers. We have seen that the maritime training has not changed at all, and therefore some new countries with a new population have to adjust, and that's why I made some Moroccan to embark, Peruvian to embark, Honduran to embark, Russian Federation to embark, Filipinos to embark, Africans to embark. So many videos to embark just to promote new generations, dear ship owner. We need to have safety conscious crew trained in English, and so that we can diversify the risk with local crewing, because the present today is more having multinational crews on board. What other areas are we investing now and disrupting? I mentioned previously this Visum, 2,500 transfers we can now make, and we are comparing now the payrolls of ships, also the transfers of each individual and the allotee in order to compare what are the pros and cons and make the change. So we know that in Europe we have free transfers for Europeans. We don't know why banks don't allow this. I believe that seafarers are strategical, essential human beings that provide 90% of all the computers for the bankers and the hospital beds for the bankers and also the tables and the chairs for the bankers' kids. So also we have the security tools and helmets and whatever digital devices so that the police control the banks so they are safe. Therefore, we believe that if all these 90% of world transport is made by seafarers, why do we have to pay $19 per transfer? Why do we have to wait 5 days for the partner of a seafarer to get rid of the income and therefore pay late the books for the kids or the hospital or the rent? I'm sorry, I'm just, my little heart is just doesn't understand this. I can acknowledge other professions, but not ship owners' area of competence. We are looking also at the improvement from protection and indemnity clubs because they have not done the homework. Today is 14th of October. We want to protect and indemnify the seafarers. Therefore, we need to have saliva test on board every ship in the world. It's only 3 million seafarers, governments, insurance companies. Is it more costly to have one ship detained one day or to provide prevention tools and tests for all the seafarers, or let's say new seafarers either joining, disembarking? Come on, let's be safe. We are responsible managers, ship owners are responsible. We work 24/7. Why not P&I? Is a supplier. Come on, P&I. Do you want me to repeat the example of the banks? Okay, if you go to hospital P&I, you will have hospital bed transported by ship owners and also seafarers, plus the books of your kids, and plus also the security for whenever you are. Then it is also by shipping community. Are you going to be responsible? Do we have to pay for this, or will you be intelligent enough to eliminate our risk? Zero risk, zero risk. Safety first, not only just for the ship owners and the seafarers. Why not for the P&Is? Zero, zero. Safety first, protection and indemnity club. Now, the next area of interest is, of course, my beloved class societies. We have had these turbulent times for audits presentials that each costed $1,000 per day for auditor. Now we had experiences of conflict of interest because we wanted to certify 5 norms and also do it in, say, 10 offices worldwide. So 10 times 5 is 50. So then if we have 50 certificates, before it was 50,000 per day auditor. Now you could turn this into a positive competitive advantage. World small medium companies will require, and also ship owners, not so many the big ones, the huge ones, but the medium and the small ship owners, for the image of the industry, we all need the same, please. No discrimination in the industry shipping community. We need you, class society, please, to certify us environment, health, corporate responsibility. Yes, we don't need you start fighting regarding is it 27,000, is it 28,000, is it this norm, is it that other norm? Come on, we are all responsible, we are all social, we are corporate. So why don't we just have a paper that we verify minimum wages, we verify, we have anonymous boxes that anybody can complain and goes to the top management, to me, and in copy to one representative of the workers, or whatever any new norms we have for equality in the companies, and follow-up of the transfers and environment. We are all very responsible regarding this, and also health. We must all have very basic training so that all our area of competence companies for ship owners do behave correctly with regard to health. Because if one has the virus and is in touch with another, just has spread it around. So can we be intelligent class societies? This, you can take it as a positive side so that we can have competitive advantage. And now instead of having very few companies with very big invoices, why don't we concentrate into helping 90% also of small and medium companies in the world? We are all like brains, very thick, very intelligent, whatever. But if we don't have cells, blood cells, we need this to circulate. And it really takes around 90% of employment. So a son or daughter of you class society will be working for me or another small medium company or a big company. But if we all compete under the same terms conditions, then perhaps your market share would be much bigger, because you could have huge number of companies to audit and verify yearly certificates. And we can do it this way. We don't need to have a personal interview. We can have a video interview. Yes, you can punch me and find out if it really hurt or not. Yes, but if the invoice is very, very little, I am sure it will not hurt me so much. So this is the kind of attitude we need from class societies. We are also members of International Maritime Employers Council. There we are doing a great job doing AGM digital, which is needed to have the candidates providing intrinsic value, not because I or you deserve to be the board member, but because the group of interests intrinsic value can be calculated for the first time in all the associations of the world, and so we increase the value of your assets, of your people. We eliminate the risk, we eliminate discrimination either for humans or for class certificates or protection indemnity clubs, and we provide this test for all seafarers. So ship owners also have to change the mentality of the policy. Before it was 2 nationalities per ship. Now it is becoming more obvious that mixing nationalities, as a friend of mine says, United Nations, then this is very good policy. And then there is another policy that a lot of ship owners are afraid, and they sometimes say, well, this pool of crew belongs to this company, this pool of crew belongs to that company. Well, I believe that the seafarers belong to the parents, and also they belong to themselves and to the family. Now, if we provide a disruptive bank, if we provide a disruptive sanitary assistance. For example, we have a very good one in Honduras, negotiated with the hospital, complying MLC, 5 surgical operations, so many visits to the doctor, a very nice price. And statistically, in the last 10 years, it has not just been but, let's say, 5 surgical operations, and everybody's health in the family is great. No news, good news, excellent. So sometimes we can disrupt in the health side, in the bank side, in the insurance side, We can have very nice protection indemnity club insurance policies if we reduce this, for example, test of coronavirus, then the cases will drop so much, so much, so much that then perhaps P&I could devote some monies for the incidents could grow. And this policy is changing nowadays. So if you have a good pool of crew and I have a good pool of crew, right, let's make a very good team. I always learn that if we are in a competitive advantage, we must unite forces. And the biggest our forces, the better teams we can manage and we can make. And that's not a disadvantage. It is not an area of subjective egoism. It's mine, it's yours. No, the policy nowadays to manage ships is to get the team together, ship owner and crew manager, because perhaps our economies of scale are of a 2% agency fee, and you get digital, you get disruptive transfers, disruptive costs, disruptive economies of scales in the insurance, in the health prevention, you get know-how, you get everything in full compliance, and then the ship owner can concentrate in the key areas for ship owners, which in my case would be, for example, interviewing top officers, appraisals reports review every 3 months of the top two, every 6 months top four. These kind of reduced simple policies are the ones that I would put my brain into improving. Then also we have this beautiful means which is digital interviews. I would really put the crew manager in a video with the captain and the crew. We can now talk digital. No one is taking advantage of this, and therefore we can make huge savings of not contaminating each other of coronavirus. Oh, I forgot about that one, yes. And then also of the travel, of the ecology, environment, and then also of improvement in case we need some kind of assistance, technical assistance from the crew management side for endorsements, expiry of certificates. We could also work this way to improve communications with our area of competences. We can also ask International Transport Federation to reduce the fees from $330 to $33. We can also ask doctors to have seafarers same medical certificate worldwide, and let's say for $20, and PCR tests for $5. Well, okay, six. Then we can also negotiate, many other different areas and use these techniques to improve the image of shipping, because, yes, you know what? We can. Shipping has the great advantage of having its own systems. Therefore, we can digitalize all the systems. We can digitalize protection indemnity clubs, class societies, medical examinations, health selection, interviews of officers. We have been doing that before. Contact, communication, even with the families of the seafarers, which they are doing now, but we can work into having better Wi-Fi connections. There is thousands and thousands ways that we can improve now in these digital times, and it is going to be disruptive, but we have to adapt, dear ship owner. We have to think how to adapt, and who else better than a crew manager that is specialized in this and can support the database of over 100,000 CVs in its database. Who else to unite pools and get the best team on board ships like it always has been, and work specific captain instructions, what to do in this case, what to do in that case, and in case you have a question or a query, just give me a video call and I will be very happily working for you for free to send you a quote. I look forward more areas that I probably forgot today and that I will make a video tomorrow. Thank you very much indeed for your time, dear ship owner. Bye.